Message. This is Internet. He won a football game in far away in Texas. He's lying. In football, there's supposed to be 5,000 people. 100. Actually, only 5,000 people at the football game. Oh, Mom! Yeah, love you. Love you, bye.
We worked 2 cases in Missouri before. You did the first one, remember?
I do.
They were also fighting over divorce and custody and all that. And then we came back here in 2019 and worked another one in Missouri. That, oh my God, that also was another nasty split up case. I think that breaking up with people is a bigger motive than money.
You know, you start having sex with somebody and then the relationship goes bad, there's just a certain hatred.
That's the problem. Steve and I are here in Missouri to investigate the unsolved murder of a hardworking, loving, single father devoted to his 2 little boys. Our victim, Ricky Lubert, is just like every boy I grew up with. He likes to hunt, he's a hard worker.
But he clearly loves his 2 kids, and I think that's the center of his whole universe. He had quit drinking, and he basically turned his life around with his kids. And how ironic that the bullet that passes through him hits a handwritten note from one of the kids that says, "I love you," and bounces off of the wall after it passes through his body. In November of 2007, Ricky Lubert was alone in his trailer, and as he was passing by a window, he was shot by a high-powered rifle from over 100 yards away, hunted in his own home.
It's a football field and a half.
Yeah, 380 feet.
That's a long-ass shot.
Everybody has got a rifle here because deer hunting is the second biggest religious holiday.
Well, deer season opened that following Saturday.
Somebody's a skilled deer hunter.
Ricky's only known enemies were his ex-girlfriend, who he was in a heated custody battle with, and her hostile new husband. But would a mother really kill over custody if that meant she was going to be robbing her own 2 little boys of their dad? These little boys were 6 and 8. That basically means their whole life has been lived under this whole cloud.
And over the years, wouldn't you become a little bit suspicious of your own mother? I mean, you're going to sit down at some point and say, "Hey, what the hell happened here?" How are you?
Good, I like this weather.
Rowdy Douglas.
Nice to meet you.
Scott Lindsay.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff.
I'm Graham Applegate.
Well, we're excited to have you here in Texas County. I think we can do some good on this case. We don't have a whole lot of cold cases here, and we're excited to have the help.
Nice, let's go.
All right. This will be this resolved before he passed, and unfortunately we couldn't do that. So I think it's important now to everybody that knew Ricky to give them some closure and some justice.
Talk about Ricky. What was Ricky's life like back then?
He was 42. He worked at a factory in Kabul. He worked around the farm for his landlord. You know, off the radar, kind of just did his thing and never really bothered anybody. And
A good old boy.
seemed like it, yeah.
Okay. So here we got Ricky with the 2 little boys.
Everyone talked about how good of a father that Ricky was. He'd do anything for his kids and that he always wanted to spend time with them. There was a photo of Ricky on an inner tube with his boys, and he had his hand on one of the boys' chest, and he had his other hand holding his other son's hand. But even in that moment of fun, he's still keeping them safe. These boys lost their dad. I want justice for Ricky. I want justice for his boys.
Okay. Tell us how this all started.
Ricky was last seen on November 7th at the Kabul football game. Ricky went over whenever he seen his kids.
Alice Mater, the ex-girlfriend and mother of Ricky Lupert's children.
Let the kids go at the end to play. We believe he left somewhere between 7:45 to 7:50. November 10th is when the landlord of his mobile home called. Mr. Lubert was supposed to show up and do some work for her that morning. When he failed to show, she went to check on him. He was laying there in a pool of his own blood and starting to decompose. It looked like he was shot through the front window of his house. There was 2 bullet holes. One went completely through the trailer. The other one passed through Ricky to his right side around his armpit, and it exited on the left side.
It's a perfect shot.
Yeah.
Lungs, heart, it's over with.
Yeah, they said that it pretty well took the top of his heart off.
Really? And that window that he shot through, what does it look at?
It's facing Highway H.
How far off is the highway from the window?
It was about 130 yards. There was about 66 feet of acceleration marks found near the entrance to the driveway. I think he was probably sniped from a vehicle. and wait across the road from him.
It's way more deliberate and
Right.
There's a
mean
skill
and
set
cold.
there, right?
Yeah.
Investigators recovered the bullet that killed Ricky, and it was determined that it was fired by a .30 caliber rifle, the type of weapon used often by deer hunters. But this was no hunting accident. It was a cold-blooded assassination.
No sign of burglary. No sign of a physical altercation inside or anything like that. Whoever shot him wanted him dead. That's all they had to gain from it.
Okay. At the time of the murder, Ricky and Alice Mader had been separated and fighting over custody in and out of court for 4 years. She made it clear to everybody in town that she hated him. They're fighting about custody. Specifically, they're arguing over discipline, doctor appointments.
Unclean house.
Education. She had told several people that she wished he was dead and that her life would be...
In his absence from work on November the 8th, the sheriff's department believes that he was shot after that football game on November the 7th. That makes Alice one of the last people to see Ricky alive. What do we know about Alice on Thursday?
On Thursday, November 8th, Alice Mader reported Ricky Luber as a no-show for his failure to meet her and their sons earlier that day. She calls again on Saturday and informed that he had missed his son's appointment.
Alice called the sheriff's department twice before Ricky's body was ever even found to report that he had uncharacteristically not shown up to get the boys. The deputies didn't think much of it until Ricky's body was discovered. Is she legitimately wondering what's going on and therefore not involved, or is she trying to say something to get him found to make herself look good because she is involved?
Yeah. Police have never believed that Alice was the one that actually pulled the trigger, but she may have had it done. And if she did plot to have Ricky killed, the obvious person to do it would be her new husband.
Mr. Tommy Wetzel.
Tommy Wetzel started dating Alice shortly after she and Ricky separated in 2003. And they got married in 2005, and he moved in with Alice and the boys. Is there anything behind the fact that they got divorced shortly after Ricky's murder?
Tommy and Ricky did not like each other at all. When Tommy was interviewed, he told the investigators that Ricky tell the boys they didn't have to listen to Tommy, that he wasn't their father.
These two guys hate each other.
Yeah,
The air they breathe, man, I'll tell you.
Okay, Wetzel claims most conversations between us consist of threats of violence.
He was proficient with a rifle.
We can't put the gun with him. We just know he owns a lot of rifles. We can put that up here, right?
After the murder, investigators searched Tommy and Alice's home and recovered a number of firearms, including some high-powered rifles. However, none of those turned out to be the murder weapon.
In his interview, he mentions a .30-06. Where is that .30-06, right?
The strange thing is that Tommy actually told investigators that he owned a .30-06 rifle. Though that isn't one of the rifles to have been recovered during the search, it is the right type of rifle to have been used to kill Ricky.
Is there anything else that happened that goes under Tommy leading up to it?
He said he hit the kid in the ear. Tommy admits that Ricky calls Tommy on November 7th when Alice is at the football game. And that's where this argument apparently kind of takes off.
Tommy admitted that he hit one of Ricky's kids. So Ricky called Tommy and violently threatened him the night of the football game. Lubert tells me, keep your hands off my boys. We're going to settle this with the boys, and I'm going to whip your ass. Could that threat have driven Tommy to kill Ricky later that night? What did Alice know? Was she part of the plan? Was it her plan? Anything else about the crime itself that links back to Tommy?
He's got no alibi, really, for the time period.
Oh,
we think
yes.
he's dead.
Well, his alibi is I was on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, home alone.
And y'all recovered all the computer.
Her company and see if they can pull the cell tower records for Alice Mader and Tommy Wetzel to verify their statements that they gave in 2007.
But it's a long, long shot because that company got bought. We're going to have Tommy's computer and phone records analyzed if we can track them down. The question is, can we punch a hole in his alibi? Or is it possible that Ricky was killed by somebody else entirely? Ooh, that's a pretty good start. Okay, so you want to go talk to Randy?
Yep.
It's been a while since I've been here, wrapped up in something new.
We're going to go meet Ricky's brother, Randy?
He's very happy that it's got reopened and that we're looking in it.
Good.
I'm hoping to have the chance to tell him that he wasn't forgot about.
From our understanding, one of Ricky's sons is currently working offshore, and the other son is not interested in talking to us. I don't know how anyone can deal with the loss of their dad and possibly suspecting that their mother is the person involved.
Hey, Roddy, how are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, nice to meet you.
So we're going to go meet with Ricky's brother, Randy. Who is older, you or Ricky?
Me. I'm 1 year older than Red. He has a birthday coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'd have been March 4th.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What was he like?
Oh, Rick. Oh, his first 30 years, he was a wild man. He was no saint. He liked to party and have fun. He liked to live life good.
Yeah.
What all did he like to do when you say wild guy?
Oh, he liked to four-wheel, ride motorcycles, party, and drink. But then, he started growing up. When he had that first boy, then he started changing, but it took a while.
Yeah. Ricky, when he got older, just once he had the boys, he started to turn that corner, and he started to mature and started trying to become a different guy. He was a great father. He loved his boys. He'd do anything for his boys. He loved outside stuff. He's just outdoor guys. And in fact, with his boys, that's what they would do. They would chase snakes and lizards.
Okay.
He taught them which ones they could catch.
The boys were so young at the time. I know they didn't understand. For me, it was heartbreaking. Didn't understand. Had no idea why.
The boys were the anchor for him to be here.
Seemed like they meant a lot to him.
They were everything to him.
Yeah.
He was going to try to get custody.
Yeah.
Was there a time that you were aware of where it went from kind of rocky to like even worse?
Well, he moved out, but I don't know what all happened. He didn't really talk about all that. He wasn't a guy that shared everything.
He just didn't do that. You the same way? Okay.
Yeah. The only thing he ever talked about is that there was a threat made.
Threat made by who?
Tommy.
Tommy?
That boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, about something with the boys.
What was the threat? Do you remember?
He said he's going to take care of him. In so many words.
Tommy threatened to kill him.
Yes.
Do you know if Rick had any other enemies?
No.
He never told you about having any problems with anybody at work or anywhere else?
No.
Sometimes I feel like it's harder to talk to these tough men because even though they don't want to let you know how much they're hurt, they are. They don't ask a lot of questions. They don't get emotional. They're not nosy. So they don't go down that road.
But we can't promise anything, but...
No, I know that. I'm hoping. My dad, he always talked about this.
Yeah.
He wished he could get some resolution.
Ricky's dad passed away without getting any answers, but you know that Randy wants to get them too, so maybe we can get the answers for him.
I wish I had all the answers. I wish I knew everything.
We're going to get to work and hopefully we'll be talking to you and have some news for you by the end of the week, okay?
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I've turned this thing on and off so many times, I don't know if it's on or off now.
We're investigating a 2007 murder of Ricky Lubert. His brother couldn't share much information on his and our suspect Alice Mader's custody battle. The big question is, did Alice just hate Ricky, or was she planning on doing something about it?
Rick was a good guy. He cared a lot for his kids. He said she was using every excuse she could to keep the kids from him. She would never let the kids talk to him one-on-one on the phone. They always had to be on speakerphone. He said she would control every situation. He was following the books, doing everything, hoping to get things cleared up to where he could probably get custody of them. And Rick wanted the best for them boys. He would have done anything for them. But I knew he was getting close to a court case right before he passed away or got shot that was helped determine whether he got custody of his kids or not. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the specifics about what he thought was going to come about?
He was hoping that he would get him because he had proof that she wouldn't let him talk to the boys.
According to court records, it does appear that Ricky and Alice had a court hearing for custody scheduled on November 29th, just a couple of weeks after he was killed. I've worked several other cases where homicides were involved to avoid the court date. Nobody wants to lose their house or their kids.
He made comments that she kind of threatened him off and on before, and he always told us if anything ever happens to him, it's her. It's Alice.
Denise and Mark Kessenberry, back then they worked at Wood Pro with Ricky.
Right.
When the Quisenberries were first questioned about the case, they told the investigators that Alice's husband, Tommy, made some pretty shocking statements to them about Ricky in the days right before the murder.
Are you Denise? Yeah. Hi, Mark. I'm Rowdy Douglas. I'm with the sheriff's office.
We're wondering if they can get other escalating tension between the two of them.
Rick was a real nice guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd do anything for anybody. The day that he didn't come to work, I thought, well, that's odd, And then the next day, did something. Then Saturday, we hear all these ambulances going out, and then somebody called the house and they found Rick. I thought, oh, no. It was sad. We went up to the funeral. Yeah.
Did you? Oh, well,
We go to his grave every now and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So at the funeral, now you bring that up, do you guys remember Alice
in there?
She was there with the boys.
Do you remember how she acted?
I didn't see her crying.
Do you guys remember Tommy Wetzel, the satellite installer?
Yeah.
Okay. He came out and installed your satellite.
Yeah.
And when he did that, he found out you guys knew Rick and made some threatening comments.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
No, he didn't care for it.
How'd he put it? What were his
Well,
words?
Not as nothing, it's just threatening because he, in a way, he just seemed like he was watching what he was saying.
Yeah.
In a way.
I'll go to jail for murder, he
He
said.
never go to
Yeah.
jail for anything but murder.
Anything but murder, okay. Yeah.
I just wish something kind of happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you remember that, though? I wish something would happen.
Like he would wish he would have a...
You're right.
Okay.
Okay. Watch Rick, he's a backstabber. Do you guys remember
Yeah.
Tommy saying that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tommy said that he wouldn't go to jail for anything but murder, as if the punishment would be worth killing Ricky. And this was on November the 3rd, just 4 days before the murder. Maybe Tommy didn't need Alice's encouragement after all.
That's why we don't sit in front of our windows.
Yeah, no kidding.
We sit where there's no windows behind us. Yeah.
Janice Woodmansee, who was the manager of the Bullseye convenience store, had contact with Alice on a fairly regular basis.
The way I understood, Alice would come in there quite frequently, maybe even every day, sometimes speak her mind.
So maybe she's got some information. Hopefully she can still remember this. Janice Woodmansee worked at a convenience store that Alice visited every day. It's possible that she may have noticed that Alice was behaving differently at or about the time of Ricky's homicide. Did you know Ricky?
I didn't know him, no, sir.
Okay.
No, but, I mean, I've known Alice for years and years and years.
So Mater would come into into the Bullseye on a pretty regular basis, right?
Oh, every day, yeah.
And so you kind of knew like what she was normally, kind of a talkative girl?
She never shuts up.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's right.
I can remember probably, I would say like a month before. We was sitting outside on the front, and Alice was asking us if we knew how she could get rid of her husband. And she would just talk about that every once in a while. She'd be like, I need to get rid of him. I just need to get rid of him.
What do you think she meant by that?
I know what she meant by it. She meant she wanted to kill him, have him killed.
Did you think she meant that at the time?
Yes, absolutely. She hated him. She didn't want him around her boys.
It's one thing to go around and tell people you hate your ex, but it sounds like Alice was looking for a hitman. Did she stop coming into the store after the murder, or did it just continue?
She just continued.
Did you notice anything different about her demeanor?
She had something to do with it. I don't think she did it, but I think she had somebody do it.
You would think Alice would want to be more secretive in finding somebody to kill Ricky, and would ask her new husband for help before the general public. Is it possible she did, and Tommy was too scared of jail after all? Is it possible that Alice got somebody else to do it?
And then kids lost their father for nothing.
Yeah, they did.
It's a shame.
You ready, ma'am? They're all excited to meet you. Guys, this is Dr. Pieri.
Rowdy Douglas.
Nice to meet you.
Very much.
Nice to
See,
meet you.
Doctor, in 2007, Ricky Lubert was shot and killed with a high-powered rifle. Today, Dr. Kathy Paneri is here to help us examine those wounds and explain what actually happened.
So, from the scene findings, Ricky was found dead on the floor of his residence. The entrance gunshot wound is right by the right shoulder, and the exit wound is by the left shoulder. We have just a very slight downward trajectory as it goes through the upper lobe of the right lung, the aorta, the left lung, and then exits.
The shot that killed Ricky pierced his heart and lung, an area deer hunters call the boiler room. What's odd is that one shot was so precise, and the other shot missed. One has to wonder if the killer was nervous.
Another interesting thing about this case is we have an intermediary target, the window that the bullet is going through. When a bullet goes through an intermediary target, it causes it to be unstable. What we will see on the skin sometimes is a wound that's described as atypical. So it's not a circle, it has more irregular characteristics. Now, Ricky's wound is a circle. So that suggests that he's not very far from where the bullet entered the intermediary target to when it went into him. Definitely within a foot of the window.
So maybe he's like looking out the curtains?
Could be, yes.
That makes a lot more sense on how he would have got a good shot on him.
Wow. Well, thank you very much.
Before they know it, it's the end. It's the end.
You're talking 130 yards here at least. And that's a fair shot. I'm not kidding you. That's a skill set that most people don't have.
Ricky's trailer is no longer on the property, but we've erected a window there to help us better understand how he was so viciously hunted in his own living room.
They'll take me dead or alive. I'm hunted.
So this window is the front living room window.
Right.
And the two little red dots are our bullet holes.
Yep. If we were standing up there,
acceleration marks and the trajectory, the sheriff's department believes that Ricky's killer fired the shots from sitting inside a vehicle alongside this highway. That sure didn't make for a quick getaway.
but the acceleration marks were right around here for 60-some feet.
I know that the firearms report says 30 class rifle.
Yeah,
Is that
so
correct?
it'd be a 30 caliber rifle.
We don't know what kind of 30 caliber rifle was used, but we know that Tommy Wetzel was a trained hunter and suggested that he owned a 30-06 to investigators, which could be the murder weapon. However, investigators never found that weapon during a search of his home.
So if I pull up here and I put it in park, there's Ricky's trailer right out the window, all day long. So you shoot bang, bang.
It would explain why the casing is never found.
Yeah, because it'll eject out and back
inside the truck.
So he didn't have to pick it up.
Nope.
Damn, that's all fast. From the pull-up to putting it in park to driving off could be...
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Why don't you look through the scope?
All right. We don't know what time Ricky was killed, but we know that Alice and the boys got home from the football game around 9:30, and at that time, Tommy was home. If Tommy killed Ricky, then it likely happened before then. He and Alice lived about 20 minutes away, so he could have easily made it back home in under an hour.
Hold it out the window, put your elbow on the window frame, and now you're right in the middle with him.
Pull. Do this.
Yep, all the way back, take straight back, push it forward, push it down. You're ready for a second round.
It'd be easy if you were a good shot.
You're right inside the window with him, aren't you?
Yeah. Looking through this scope at this crazy distance, I'm reminded of what Tommy told the investigators. That earlier that day, Ricky threatened to whip his ass. We can't say for sure who killed Ricky, but whoever did this did it in the most cowardly way possible.
Well, I think you got a good idea of how it went down.
Does it make more sense in your head?
It does.
Yeah.
The key right now is Eric. If he's got something solid, I think...
From the cell phone
From the
tower
cell phone
information or the
towers.
calls.
Right.
We've heard that our suspect, Alice Mater, wanted Ricky Luber dead, and we wonder if she may have gotten her husband, Tommy Wetzel, to do it. But so far, we don't have enough evidence to prove it. Our digital forensics expert has analyzed their phones and computer for their activity that night. All right, everybody's waiting.
Are we ready to get going?
We know that Ricky threatened Tommy on the phone around 6:30 p.m., and then Ricky showed up at the game around 7:30 p.m. But what happened after that?
7:30 p.m., Alice Mater makes a phone call to Tommy's phone.
Now, she says in her interview she called Tommy from the game.
Right. That conversation lasts for 68 seconds.
What happens after that?
At 7:43, Alice Mater calls Tommy Wetzel's cell phone.
Okay.
At 8:11, Alice Mater makes another call to Tommy Wetzel's cell phone. At 8:38, Tommy Wetzel calls Alice Mater.
We don't know for sure what time Ricky Luber was killed, but the communication between Alice and Tommy suggested it could have been between 8:11 and 8:38 p.m. But without knowing what Alice said, there's no way of proving that Alice was trying to set Ricky up. Where in all that do we have proof that she's encouraging, aiding, abetting, assisting? Tommy could have just said, he just pissed me off. We got into it again. I'm mad. And she could have said, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then she's calling back or worried or coming home, wondering if he's done it. While we're looking at Alice's cell phone records, do you have any calls made looking for Ricky Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
There was a 7:47 call on the 8th, and then there was another call at 8:30, and there's calls on the 10th. She calls a couple of times on Saturday, so she's calling.
I did not expect that.
If Alice knew that Ricky was dead, then why is she calling Ricky on the 8th and the 10th? And these are the same days that she reached out to the authorities to say that she was concerned that Ricky had missed appointments with his sons. We had wondered if Alice was just trying to make it look like she was innocent, but maybe she really was.
Getting into Tommy's calls over the years, the cell phone tower names have changed.
But you can still show movements.
That is correct.
According to Tommy Wetzel, on the night Ricky Luber was shot, he was home watching television and using his computer. We'll see what his phone and computer have to say about that.
So, 11/7/2007, 7:30 p.m., receives a call from Alice Mater. That's hitting from a tower that appears to be his home tower. 7:43 receives a call from Alice Mater. He is still hitting off that same tower that looks to be like his home tower. At 8:11, call from Alice Mater. He is still hitting off that tower that belongs to his home. At 8:38 p.m., Tommy makes a call to Alice Mater. He is, at that point in time, hitting off a tower that is not his home tower. He is now hitting off of a different tower.
Right on.
If you were arguing to a jury, you'd draw a big circle around that right there. The key is this anomaly right here. Tommy Wetzel's phone changed cell phone towers at 8:38, right around the time that we believe that Ricky Luber was killed. This suggests that Tommy could have left his house after his call at 8:11, driven to Ricky's trailer, killed him, called from a different tower at 8:38, and gotten home before Alice and the boys returned from the game at 9:30.
From 7:58 p.m. to 11:58 p.m., there was no computer activity at all.
He's not on it, period, right?
Right.
That's it.
There you are.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
It's time to confront Alice and Tommy.
If I was a hugger, I'd give you a big hug, you know what?
Fist bump.
Nice.
It'll be interesting to see if one flips on the other.
I hope Tom's home.
He says, come on in, let's talk.
We don't think that our suspects, Alice Mater and Tommy Wetzel, talk to each other anymore, but we can't take any chances. So while Steve and Detective Applegate go try and talk to Tommy, Rowdy and I are on our way to talk to Alice.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Are you Tommy? Yes. Tommy, I'm Sergeant Applegate. I'm with the Sheriff's Office in Texas County. Would you be comfortable sitting in our vehicle and talking to us?
As long as you don't cuff me and drag me.
Nothing like that.
Hey, Alice, how are you? You got a minute to talk with us?
Analyzing Tommy's cell phone tells us that he was not at home at the time of the murder, like he says he was.
I was working outside all day today.
Get a lot done?
I worked like a damn man. Yeah, I did.
We're less certain of Alice's involvement because she talked to Tommy multiple times that night, but also called the authorities and Ricky after the murder, seemingly unaware he's dead.
Let's go back to the night of the football game. Is everything cordial between you and Rick at the ball game?
Yeah.
At some point in time while you were at the game, you called and talked to Tom. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Why did you need to call Tom to tell him that Rick was here?
Because Rick had the kids.
Okay.
Okay, so here I am. What do I do? I'm just standing there now.
Okay, so you needed something to do, so you called Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know about what time he left? I know it was a long time ago.
I don't. All I know is the boy said he had to be at work early the next morning.
So then it shows at 8:11, Alice calls Tommy's cell.
I was calling him back and forth, yeah.
Did you call him and say, oh, that sorry son of a gun
Well,
left the kids by himself?
Basically, yeah.
And then Tom calls you back.
Well, he had told me that he was leaving to go do something. There was an old couple that he was going to go fix the satellite. So I was not expecting him home. And when I came home, he was here.
Okay.
And I said, I thought you were going to fix the satellite. And he said, they got it working.
Okay.
And
so he didn't leave the house all night?
I don't know. I wasn't here. I was at the game.
According to Alice, Tommy told her that he needed to leave to go help somebody fix their TV, but he never did. It makes you wonder if he was trying to alibi himself to his own wife.
Do you remember the football game night?
I remember going up to the football field, yeah. Alice called me, wanted me to come up, spend some time up with her and the boys, because I was sitting home getting ready for work the next day. So I went up to the football field, and I guess Ricky was supposed to show up there, and never did.
That you stayed home alone by yourself.
Is that what you told law enforcement, that you stayed home that night?
If that's what it says, I said, I'm not going to deny it, but like I said, I just can't remember.
Did you guys have words that day, you and Ricky? Did you guys get into it about flicking Aaron's ear?
He got pretty upset about that, yeah. He said, what are you doing thumping my boy? I said, he was disrespectful, thumped him. That's another time he threatened to come and whoop my ass.
Was that the night of the game that you guys had that conversation?
I couldn't tell you when that conversation was for sure.
Tommy first said he went to the game, and now he doesn't remember. He remembers the argument with Ricky, but not when it happened. Maybe his memory is that bad, or he's picking and choosing what he cares to remember.
So, people that we've talked to said that Alice made comments to the extent of, do you know anybody that would take care of him?
She never mentioned anything like that to me.
She never asked you?
No.
Did she ever lead you to believe in any way that that's something she would consider doing, was having him killed?
Well, she wished he was dead a few times.
Right. Well, I know you did too.
Yes, I did. I definitely did.
So, what does your gut tell you?
Well, Alice might have hired somebody to do it.
According to Tommy, Alice never said she wanted to have Ricky killed, but he thinks that she may have hired somebody to do it. It sounds as if he's trying to distance himself from this crime and throw Alice under the bus.
You said you left the game around 9:30ish, and he was still awake when you got home.
That was the weirdest thing. When we got home, it was the first time we had a conversation as a family. It was just like nice. And we were actually sitting and talking, and that was bizarre.
The night that Rick is murdered, he's in a great mood. Is that not weird?
The whole thing is weird.
Right. But I think that he told you after the murder, Alice, and if he did, this is the time. Because we're talking to Tommy right now. We got guys in Liberal, Missouri. He's been in the car with them for over an hour. And you know what he's saying? That you paid somebody to kill Rick Looper. He's going to try to throw you under the bus and make you out to be bad.
Okay, just so you know, he didn't tell me anything.
Let me show you something, Tommy, here. They pulled up your cell phone records. This is damning.
That's your phone making a call to Alice, 8:38 p.m. What I'm telling you is, you weren't home.
Okay.
You never went to Tommy and said, "You
No.
son of a bitch, did you kill him?"
No. Have I had, thoughts on it? Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, at one point, go through your notes. When I came home, I smelled gun stuff.
That's not in the
That's
report
not in the
that we have.
report. Back up and start from the beginning. You get home that night after the football game, and what do you smell?
He's sitting in the chair in the rocker watching TV, and I smelled gunpowder. I was like, "What is that smell?" And he said, "Eric and him were target practicing."
Alice smelled gunpowder on Tommy the night home back, and that is a beautiful piece of circumstantial evidence against him.
Think about this for a second. They're talking to Alice right now. It comes down to mercy or justice here. Do you want people to look at you as kind of being pulled into this, or are you going to be looking like some type of cold-blooded murderer?
That's a tough choice there, because I didn't do it. I don't know. But I think I'm going to have to get a lawyer.
Okay. Tommy's done talking to us, but fortunately, I think he's told us enough.
So, Alice, if you just read the file, me, an outsider,
yeah.
you're the one going all over town saying, "I want him dead, I want him dead, I want him dead."
I'm well aware of it.
So that's why we're asking you. I know you're in the middle of this. Help us understand what really happened.
If I knew, I would tell you.
Okay.
I don't know. The bottom line is, I wouldn't do anything to hurt my kid.
What can you say about Alice? She was open. She said, "I know my mouth got me in trouble. That's why I'm sitting here. I know why you got to look at me." If she would have killed Ricky or had something to do with it, there's no way that woman could have kept her mouth shut for 10 minutes, much less 15 years. Alice just went from being prime suspect number one to being a very critical witness in this case.
Gentlemen, good morning. I could not sleep when I got back in that room last night.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
Throughout this whole investigation, we have found no evidence that Ricky Limbert had any enemies besides our two suspects on the board. Now we want to revisit all the information we've gathered. We got Miss Alice up here.
We learned that her phone made calls to Ricky the day after the murder, and then 2 days after the murder.
Do you have any calls made looking for Ricky Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Yes, there's calls on the 8th and there's calls on the 10th.
Why would you call a dead guy? If you knew he was dead, why would you call? And I didn't think she was smart enough to think of, well, I'll call the dead guy so they see me calling him. But then I thought, if she was smart enough, she'd bring it to our attention.
Knowing Alice and knowing her mouth, I don't think if she knew anything and she was lying about anything that she would have been as consistent as she was.
I think we can eliminate her. I don't think she's got the smarts, the ability, the skill set to go on.
I don't think she'd keep her mouth shut.
It's clear why people looked at Alice. She ran her mouth all over town about how she felt about Ricky and wanting to get rid of him. Everybody knew they had an upcoming court date and they were fighting over custody of the kids. But now that kind of seems like an unfortunate coincidence. There is no direct evidence of any involvement or commission of any act that Alice did that night. And just like she told us, none of us believe that she had the heart All right, Tommy Wetzel, what makes you think Tommy's the shooter?
He just can't keep a story straight on where he was at the night that we know that Ricky was killed.
Do you remember the football game night?
I remember going up to the football field, yeah.
He says in 2007 that he was at home the whole time on the computer watching TV. Well, we know he wasn't.
Okay.
Because his cell phone's hitting off of a different tower.
At 8:38 p.m., Tommy makes a call. He is hitting off a tower that is not his home tower.
What did we learn from Alice last
He
night?
smelled like gunpowder.
For the first time ever.
Acted like they were a happy little family.
And gave her a mini potential alibi in case she came home too early.
He had told me that there was an old couple that he was going to go fix the satellite.
And I was so surprised when I pulled up and he was home. And he said, oh, they took care of it themselves.
Yeah.
Right, that old couple.
Then they fixed
in
it.
the little window of time
Yeah.
where it happens to be that your cell tower switched to a new location.
Yeah.
And then you have that phone fight. I'm going to whip your
over
ass. Don't you put hands on my kids again. And the beautiful thing yesterday is that he reconfirmed it.
He said, what are you doing, my boy? He threatened to come and whoop my ass.
And he mentions a 30-06. They go to get it from his house. He can't turn it over.
If there's a conflict between the two of them, that Tommy's decided it's going to end tonight, he's not going to do it face to face, where Ricky can get a hold of him. He's going to do it from a distance.
Unlike Alice, Tommy's mouth keeps digging his hole deeper every time he opens it. His argument with Ricky, his changing story, his missing rifle, his shattered alibi, all of this is solid circumstantial evidence against Tommy.
What I want to do is present this to our prosecuting attorney, Park Stevens, and see if he'll put it in front of a grand jury and see if we can get Tommy Wetzel indicted for murder.
Nice. Nice. You feeling good, too?
Hell yeah.
We'll sit here and wait for you.
All right.
We'll have some good luck.
All right, cool. Let you know. Take care, guys.
Randy drove back down here again from St. Louis for you to keep him up. Aren't you excited?
I am excited. This is the first cold case I've worked, so
That's cool.
yeah.
I can hear the engines go. I can see the smoke as it falls.
Rowdy and Applegate had a meeting with their prosecuting attorney, and we have some good news.
When I reached out to Aaron, Ricky's oldest son, I don't think he was ready to talk about it, but I think maybe after we talk to Randy, we can have Randy
Yeah.
call him. And
it's all good news for him
Yeah,
to know that his
right.
mother did have nothing to do with it, and
Right.
he's finally going to get something done.
Yeah.
For now, we're headed to share this good news with Ricky's brother Randy, who's been waiting 15 years for an answer.
We had a pretty good week. But
I
really
was
good
prepared for the worst, but I'm hoping for the best. So.
We went and talked to Alice and Tommy again, and I think pretty confident to say that, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to take this in front of a grand jury and try to get Tommy Wetzel indicted for first-degree murder. Right?
Great, I'm happy. I was hopeful, but I didn't want to get excited.
Right.
Okay.
But now I'm pretty excited.
Good.
Good.
You don't show it too much, but I guess that's just the kind of man you are.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So what do you think this would mean to your dad?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I really wish we'd have got a chance to do this before he passed away.
But you did it for your dad. You kept pushing, and you finally got here.
Yeah. I'm really excited. It all clicked. It all came together the way it should. And I'm really, really, really appreciative of it.
I want to come a day where Aaron and Eric come back through town to visit, and you come down here and meet with them, and they all go to your office, and y'all all sit down and talk.
I didn't even get a chance to tell him that.
You can tell him.
Yeah, I will.
All right, well, it was very nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Losing a father is life-changing, especially if it happens under traumatic circumstances.
Tell them boys to call me or come down and see me.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can't help the two little boys that lost their dad, but I hope that we can give two grown men a sense of peace.
Tommy? Yeah, you step out here real quick. Real quick. You're under arrest for the murder of Ricky Luber.
On June 29, 2022, Tommy Wetzel was arrested for first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and discharge of a firearm at or from a motor vehicle.